The sky is black, the air is calm. Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 climbs to 35,000 feet. Good night, Malaysian 370. Those were the last words. Then, silence. The transponder goes dead. The radar goes dark. 239 souls swallowed by the night. No distress call, no explosion, just gone. Welcome to the greatest aviation mystery in human history. You think a Boeing 777 cannot just vanish. Not in the modern world. Not with GPS, satellites, and military radar tracking our every move. But it did. The plane slipped through the cracks of reality. For over a decade, families have waited in agony. The world has watched in disbelief. Theories have spiraled into total madness. Black holes, alien abductions, cyber hijackings, cover-ups by global superpowers. But the truth is not in the stars. The truth is hiding in the black, crushing depths of the ocean. Let's get the facts straight. The disappearance was not an accident. It was an evasion. Minutes after leaving Malaysian airspace, the plane's communication systems were manually disabled. Somebody reached up and pulled the plug. The plane then executed a violent, calculated hairpin turn. It flew back over the Malaysian peninsula. It threaded the needle right along the borders of Thai and Malaysian airspace. Why fly on the border? To confuse the military. Thailand thought it was a Malaysian plane. Malaysia thought it was Thai. Nobody scrambled jets. Nobody fired a shot. The ghost flight passed undetected. It soared over Penang. It turned northwest up the Strait of Malacca. And then, it flew beyond the reach of primary radar, out over the vast, empty expanse of the ocean. The trap was set. The passengers, likely already unconscious from cabin depressurization, never knew what hit them. The response was massive. The most expensive search effort ever recorded in human history. Ships and planes from 26 nations tore apart the ocean. They scoured the South China Sea. They dragged the Andaman Sea. Finally, satellite pings directed them to the most unforgiving waters on planet Earth, the Southern Indian Ocean, a frozen, violent wasteland. The waves are the size of buildings. The ocean floor is a maze of underwater mountains and trenches. Months bled into years. Millions of dollars burned. The ocean gave up almost nothing. Just whispers. A flapper on here, a shredded panel there. Pieces of the beast, washing up on the shores of Madagascar, Tanzania, and Reunion Island. But the fuselage, the black boxes, the bodies, the ocean kept its secrets locked away. The official searches were eventually called off. The governments gave up. The world moved on. But the real investigators, they never stopped. Before we dive into the explosive breakthroughs of 2026, I need to know where you stand. After 12 years of lies and dead ends, who do you blame? Drop your theory in the comments right now. Welcome to 2026. The game has officially changed. Technology has finally caught up with the ghost. For years, independent aerospace researchers have been analyzing something called WSPR data, Weak Signal Propagation Reporter. It's a global network of amateur radio signals that bounce across the planet. When a massive metal object, like a Boeing 777, crosses these invisible tripwires, it creates a disturbance. It leaves an invisible wake. In 2026, AI-driven supercomputers finally cracked the noise. They found the tripwires. They tracked the ghost flight. But the pilot? He wasn't sleeping. He strapped on his high-pressure oxygen mask and sat in the crushing darkness of the cockpit. He didn't use the autopilot. He flew the plane manually, navigating purely by the cold light of the stars and the glowing instruments in front of him. He was a ghost, flying a ghost ship, weaving through the blind spots of military radar like a phantom. He waited for the last drop of fuel to burn away. And then, he didn't just let the beast fall. The new 2026 impact models suggest a controlled, deliberate ditching. He aimed for the deepest, darkest trench he could find, the broken ridge. The new data points to a terrifying reality. The plane didn't just glide into the ocean aimlessly. It was flown, deliberately, aggressively. The data pinpoints a newly defined strike zone, miles away from the original search grids. Right now, private exploration companies like Ocean Infinity are mobilizing next-generation autonomous drones. They are mapping the abyssal plains with a brutal, millimeter-perfect resolution we didn't have even 5 years ago. But that's not all. Marine biologists just delivered the kill shot. Remember the debris? The barnacles attached to the flaperon? Their shells hold chemical timestamps. By 2026, isotopic analysis reached a new peak. Scientists completely reconstructed the exact temperatures of the ocean water those barnacles drifted through over a decade ago. They reverse-engineered the drift path. And guess what? The biological clock perfectly matches the new WSPR radio data. Two entirely different sciences, one exact, undeniable location. A deep underwater trench known as Broken Ridge.